One of the things I'm most proud of is our mental health department, where we provide low-cost counseling to special needs individuals and their families. During times like this is something that everyone can use.
Hi guys, welcome back to another character drawing class with me, your art director from the Ed Auser Family Center. And today I'm joined by my good friend
Maya.
This is Maya. She is one of my best friends. I've known her since middle school. It's been like 12 something years now.
We've known each other for a while.
Quite a while. She is also a fellow artist, just like all of you friends watching today.
Ooh.
Maya, what kind of art do you make? What kind of medium?
These days, a lot of stuff with fabric. And I do a lot of ceramics and printmaking, like screen printing, how you get like an image on a shirt or a poster. And yeah, that's what I do.
She also went to school with someone who works here at the center, Milo, at CCA, California College of the Arts.
That is where I went. In
San Francisco, Oakland,
California.
I know, I should know that because I also lived very close to her when we lived up there. But focusing on why you guys came here today, Maya and I,
Hello.
are going to be drawing Mike Wazowski. Maya, let's see. Move your body a little bit. There's our dude. He's kind of hiding right behind Maya there.
Oh,
he's going to be our little green fellow today. And the reason why we are drawing Mike is because he is a perfect shape to start out with. We always talk about during this class finding shapes within our characters to kind of base the rest of the features off of, and gives us a really great and easy starting spot. And we all know how to draw a circle, right? So it's all about basing off the rest of the character off of that original shape. So get your pencils, get your paper, get a nice flat smooth surface, and let's get drawing.
Yay.
Okay, so I've told Maya already that we've got our original character here, but I really want to let you guys all know, and Maya especially, because she's here showing us all, that you guys can make your own style of Mike. You don't have to have it be a green dude. You can have him be pink, purple. He could even be like a triangle, He doesn't have to be a circle-y monster, because the whole idea of Monsters, Inc. is that all of these characters were based off originally like Muppets characters that are all different shapes and sizes, and they actually talk to children about how they think monsters look like before they actually started creating these characters. So really make your character look however you'd like, and just go for it and have fun, because that's what we're here to do, right? So roll up those sleeves if you got some sleeves on, and let's get started.
Yay.
So what I'm going to do is Maya's going to take her own way with it. Eddie kind of goes at his own pace as well whenever he joins us. But I'm going to start today with a nice circle right in the middle of our paper here. So you can see here that I'm using a very light hand when I'm making my circle. So before you start drawing, if you want to practice a little bit on maybe the back of your paper, going very light to super heavy and dark lines, really practice going really lightly with your pencil, okay? Because it really helps to map out your picture before you really start going a little bit darker with your lines. So we're making a nice circle here, going all the way around. And you can see that for our character, he's not straight on. He's kind of tilted. He's got his hands on his hips. And so what I like to do is kind of find a good middle spot for his head, because he is kind of a symmetrical dude, but since he's tilted, we want to make our starting middle line kind of diagonal. So just like that. This little half of a pizza. And so you can see that he also has a nice circly eye. So that's a nice other shape that we're very familiar with. So let's make another circle within our circle, kind of towards the top left part of our circle. Looks like a big eyeball so far. Mike only has one eyeball, so you want to make sure you're getting this guy right in the middle. All right. And then for his body, you can see that when his eye opens up, his head is kind of going a little bit higher. It's not a perfect circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust our circle. So with a darker and heavier line, we're going to make a little bit of a half circle here coming up and around. But then once we get to our halfway point, what you can do is you can erase a little bit on the sides because that's where his arms are going to be. And make another half, but right above the eye, you want to make it kind of go a little bit higher up. Because if you can, we've always talked about looking at your face when you're drawing characters, even when they don't even look like you, just like Mike, because you can see when you open your eyes kind of wide, your eyebrows go up and some of your forehead moves with it. So that's kind of helpful to have a mirror nearby. So now we've got a nice little lump above our eyeball here, and we can adjust it the way that we'd like. And just like how we made a circle within a circle, we're going to do one more circle within a circle. It's kind of like a circle inception kind of situation. Maya, what is your favorite character from Monsters, Inc.?
Okay. All right. I think I like I can't remember her name. What's the desk reception lady's name?
Oh,
Roz. Like, she's kind of crabby, you know?
Yeah, she's like a crabby spider. For a second, I thought you were going to say the cute one, but knowing you choose the one that has the really cool features.
And the most tude.
Oh, do we have a trivia question on Roz? What is the trivia question? I can't read it from here.
Roz is voiced by Bob Peterson, the same actor who voices Doug in Up.
Oh, Doug the dog?
Did not know that.
We also drew Doug on our character drawing show, if you guys want to go back and look at that. I did not know that. It's hard to recognize. He or she?
He.
Oh, wow. He's a very talented voice actor.
Voice actor. They go everywhere. They just do everything and they go everywhere.
Very talented. Okay, so one more circle is going to be made right in the middle of our eye here. So we've already made about 4 circles already. So now that we've got our pupil, our iris, our
staring right at us,
big part here, and then our body, we can start doing the part that Maya's doing here, and that's going to be adding like the wrinkles in the eyelid. Okay, so you can start by going halfway on your circle and making a little curve, little crescent shape, a little moon, little arch, whatever you'd like to call it. And this will kind of give us a little bit more of a shape to his eye. You can even kind of cut into that original circle that we made and have it kind of droop over, because you always want to give it a little bit more of an eyelid instead of a perfect circle, because then it looks a little bit like his eyes are a little bit too wide, like he drank too much coffee or something. A little bit too caffeinated.
I know what that feels like.
Me too.
Yeah, he could look like that.
Yeah, but he's relaxed. He's got a nice relaxed eye. So we do want to add a little bit of an eyelid, and then maybe a few curved lines over the top here, just to kind of add to that scrunched forehead look. So I did make him look a little bit sleepy, but how much eyelid I gave him, but that's okay. We're doing our own version of Mike. And then finally, for the bottom part of his eye, we want to make one more crescent just on the bottom here. And I'm surprised they didn't make him have any eyelashes, because eyelashes are what really protects the eye from dust. And he's got such a big eye, you know. I'm surprised nothing's flying in there all the time.
I'm tempted to give him some eyelashes.
Do it. Give him some falsies.
Yeah, I mean, like, you gotta be beautiful out here, you know.
Oh
big
my
eyelashes.
gosh. And I usually find that a lot of males, usually like dudes, have very long eyelashes. All of my brothers have very long eyelashes. All right, so now that we've got our eye down, we can add in these cute little horns, maybe, just because I'm so excited to make them. So on one side, on the right side, because you can see that he's tilted just slightly away from us, you'll be seeing more of the right horn than the left horn. So let's make a triangle shape. But instead of a really nice point on the top, let's curve it around a little bit. and add a nice little curved line to the bottom there. And I'll bring that up just a little bit closer for you there to see that we have a little curved line instead of a straight line across. And that shows that he's got a nice little bit of roundness to his horn. All right, and so we'll do that on the same on the other side, but just behind the head. So we're not going to do that curved line like the other one, just like that. So feel free to not give them tiny horns. You can give them antlers or anything you'd like. So I realized that my arm that I made, this little hole for his arm, is a little bit high up, because when it comes to the arms, you want to make sure that they're kind of on the same plane. So making a little line across does help, just to make sure that one arm isn't on his forehead or whatever. Oh, cute, Maya. Oh, you gave him a little flower on the top of his. It almost looks like he's got two little party hats.
Yeah, that's what I had started to see it, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my
Party.
gosh. Maya's the queen of parties. Welcome to my party. Maya used to sing this one song all the time when we were in high school. It's all about partying or whatever. All right, so now we are going to make his smile. So what I think would be the best way to start is starting with right underneath his mouth, making a little straight line. So he looks a little bit like upset right now, but let's give him a little bit of smile here by curving up the edges. Just a nice little curve.
Oh,
Now he's
not frown upside down.
yeah, now he looks a little bit more happy. And let's make him even more stoked by opening up that mouth with another straight line underneath, and then just connecting it up with another curved line. All right, and just like what we do with all of our other characters, we see this in so many cartoon characters, that they have these little curves on the ends of their mouth, just to show how happy they are. Their cheeks are kind of pushed up slightly. We can even add a few more little curved lines to the cheeks, maybe even some near the eye, because he's a really happy dude. He's a more of like the serious type though, because like, you know, with him and Sully, he's always like trying to get Sully to stay on track and go back to scaring, trying to get Boo back to the human world.
Yeah, they're monsters. It's so funny. I forget that they're such like cute characters, and I forget that their whole objective is to scare children.
Yeah, well, that's what their job is. And making them in this like business kind of environment does kind of give them a little bit more of a friendlier attitude, because it's places that we see every single day. Kind of makes them a little bit less spooky. But now we're going to be making the teeth. And just like what we did with the horns, we're going to be making more triangles, but just with a little rounded tip here. And I think adding a little bit of roundness to the teeth does take away from a little bit of the scary monster look that they do have. Just adding a little bit of roundness to your characters always makes them a little bit more friendly looking.
I like circles, not squares. That's like my shape preference.
Really, you like more of like a rounder kind of
edge
shape?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. It's a lot more appealing to the eye. All right, so now that we've got that, what I did for coloring in the mouth here, if you are just going in with colors, is I made a nice green tongue in the middle and then having it fade into that kind of blackness on the inside of the mouth there. So that's up to you. But now that we've got the basic shape down for his head / whole entire body, because right now we did basically most of the character, because he really is just the head with legs and arms. So now all we're going to do is add in the arms and legs. So I suggest going with the arms first, because you can see that they're going to be kind of resting on his thighs. So we're going to start with the left arm, just curving it out, nice diagonal line, and bringing that elbow back in. So we're kind of making like a round V shape like that. And then doing the same thing with two more lines, bringing it in towards the fist. And to make a fist like this, sometimes I always say during the show, hands can be tricky. But since we've got fists, we're kind of avoiding those hard finger shapes that sometimes end up being a little bit trickier than normal. So we're going to make 3 little lumps first. 1, 2, 3, and connecting it with some curved lines, another curved line, but without fully touching the wrist here. You see, I almost touched the wrist, and I'm just curving it around to make a thumb right behind it. And that makes a nice little fist shape. I think we made that shape last week when we made Anger from Inside Out. He had very angry fists on his hips as well. Ooh, Maya, I like yours. You made him very strong. He's going to the gym.
I gave him a little bit more of a buff arm.
I feel like he would be pretty strong carrying all that circular weight.
Full circle body.
Yeah. I think the original character of Mike actually was a circle with no arms or legs, but I think they changed his character because I think I don't remember why. I think it was because it was easier to actually animate him
with walking and moving arms.
I know it adds. I think having just one nice eye and one singular body shape is enough of like an interesting character shape. But now we're going to do the same thing with our other arm here, making that V shape. Nice soft edges, nice curved lines, and doing the same kind of fist shape with those 3 little bumps. Just like most characters, this guy's got 3 fingers, just like Bart Simpson and SpongeBob. They all got 4 fingers. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what.
It's not that hard to draw another finger. If you want to draw your character with 5 or 12 fingers, go right ahead. So now we've got our fists. He's kind of just like a little piñata right now. Let's give him some legs. So now, because we've made our fists, we're going to put our leg kind of behind the fist here. So what I actually think is easiest to make sure that your feet are on the same level to make it look like he's actually standing on flat ground is taking a nice line. You can get a ruler if you'd like and just make a little line across. And so you can see that they're on the same spot. Or you don't have to do that, and you can have him doing like a little Irish jig, having him lift one leg up in the air or something. But we're just going to make one line right behind the fist, following it with another one, and then making another V shape, just like what we did with the arm, and bringing it down to that floor line that we've made. Let's make a little knee shape, bringing it back down.
His toes, they're exciting.
Yeah, so you can, if you're coloring him in later, you can even give him a cool manicure, or I guess it'd be pedicure. Give him a cool design on his toenails. I actually really enjoy making tiny little monster toes because you can see all let me do it on this so you can see, but to make toenails, it's kind of like making an upside down water drop. So you're going to make a little curve and make your little water drop. Let me bring that up a little bit closer here so you can see. You see how a little drip of water? But then you're just going to be connecting it to a toe and curving it around just like that. And so you're going to be following that with a few more little toes right behind him. One more water drop, curving it around. He's only got 3 toes, so you're kind of layering them, a toe behind a toe behind a toe, and then doing the same thing on the other side. And you can see because his body's tilted, this leg's going to be a little bit straighter, right? Because when you're leaning on one leg's going to be a little bit more bent. So let's straighten this leg out a little bit. Make that knee a little bit less bent, less of a V shape. Bringing it down. Curving it. Making a few more water drips for the nails. And that should be about it. So there is our little monster. He's doing a little dance. I always try and get his hand on his hip, but I never end up getting it close enough. I think my management of where I place it is not the best, but he looks cute. He looks like he's doing a little dance.
He's like,
oh, Maya, I love it.
I liked the toes were my favorite part.
Yeah,
far.
They're so fun to draw.
Like they're definitely a challenge, but I like your your backwards teardrop idea.
Yeah, finding shapes within the shapes, man, it really, really helps. I'm gonna give my Mike some hairy legs first. I just feel like he needs to have like hairy legs.
texture. It's
You
all
can
about
also
that
give him
texture.
some like fishnet tights too.
Mhm.
That would be funny.
Rainbow leggings.
Yeah, maybe like a little party hat like Maya did. Really switch it up. Maybe even a little mustache.
I'm gonna give him some big lips.
Oh yeah. Well, remember at the end of the movie they have that whole thing where it's like it's to take the scream out of the kid or something, and so it's like makes them have big lips at the end of the movie. But that's gonna be about it for our character. Maya, you want to do a little side by side?
Ooh.
I know we got plenty of time afterwards if you want to do it. Woo! And maybe we could do a little close up for our camera up here so you can really see it. Ta-da! Long distance cousins. That's what I tell Eddie. They look like kind of the same, kind of different, kind of got their own style to it.
Exactly.
But they're both at a party. You just are extra festive.
Double.
All right. But that's going to be about it for today. Maybe me and Maya will color in our mics. But if you have drawn along with us today and want to send us your mics, send it to me at avivah@edasnerfamilycenter.org.
I want to see.
And I'll send them to Maya so she can see as well. But thanks, Maya, for joining us.
You're welcome.
I had so much fun. Me and Maya, I got to tell you guys before we end, we would stay up till literally like 4 o'clock in the morning, just like crafts, just drawing. And I miss those days.
I know, me too.
Maya lives in the Bay Area still, so I'm very blessed to be able to see her for just a little bit.
Yeah, about to draw. Thanks, guys. I'm excited to see the drawings if you guys send them to Avivah.
Yeah, I'll send them over to her, okay? But thank you guys so much for joining us for another character drawing class. I will see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock. Okay? Bye guys.